My name is Dominic Jahnke, and I'm a sophomore at Ave University. And I'd just like to share a little bit about my story. I would say it's a story about trusting in God. I was in seminary actually before I went to Ave University. So I'd like to tell you a bit about myself and a bit about how I learned to trust in God. I've lived in Ave Maria for around 12 years now, so it's been a long time. And I went to Jahnke Academy with a Catholic education. I learned a lot of things. Obviously, I learned how to be faithful to God. We had daily Mass. I would serve at Mass just about every day. And when I was in high school, I began to think that perhaps I was called to the priesthood. I talked to my parents, spent some time in prayer, and my parents were very supportive. And they recommended that I talk to a spiritual director, namely a priest specifically, about the possibility of going to seminary. And so it was my sophomore year of high school when I began spiritual direction with the pastor, Father Vidal. The more I talked with Father Vidal, and the more I altar served on Sundays and on weekdays, I started to develop this sense that, yes, I think that I should go to seminary after high school. The cornerstone to really my formation was altar serving. Through altar serving was kind of the main way I was able to feel this sense of calling to the priesthood. And by no means was it a bed of roses. I mean, it was not easy for me to choose a seminary. Throughout high school, a lot of my friends would be in like a dating relationship or pursuing other careers that just seemed appealing in general. A piece of me was thinking like, am I losing something? Am I missing out on life really? Like, am I missing what my classmates could be experiencing with like having a wife, having children, having a good career that you enjoy? I just began to realize through the guidance of Father Vidal and my parents that even if I go to seminary and it's not for me, then I'll have lost nothing. In fact, really, you can only gain from going to seminary. And it was a little scary. I was anxious, to be honest. This was really in an environment that was wholly foreign to me. It wasn't all a bad experience. It was very rigorous. It taught me how to develop a prayer life, a strong prayer life. It taught me how to lean on God when times are hard. Because times were kind of hard for me. I would frequently get lonely, actually. And I spent much of my free time on the phone with friends or family because really I missed them. Kind of in like the second semester as a seminarian, like I was really not feeling happy. And I started to wonder, like, perhaps is this God telling me that I should leave seminary? And this thought was frankly terrifying because when you tell someone you're going to be a seminarian, then for some reason they just automatically translate the word seminary into priest. So they're like, oh, you're going to be a priest, you'll be the best priest. And then everyone's telling that to you and you just sort of feel this like burden of expectation. And I didn't want to let them down. So the thought of leaving seminary was actually pretty scary. I would even say it was scarier for me to begin leaving seminary than it was for me to enter seminary in the first place, which is kind of odd. Honestly, I was pretty scared of losing my friends in seminary and kind of losing the esteem of the town. But fortunately, I didn't lose the esteem of anyone. And like I said earlier, I only gained from seminary. I only gained friends. I only gained even the respect of my peers just for even being in seminary for 1 year. So really, God is He's got His hand on your shoulder the whole time, and He's guiding you. And even your mistakes, He can turn into blessings. So basically, my whole journey at seminary was, I think, God just cultivating this virtue of trust in me. Yes, one of the key ways that He actually is still cultivating this virtue of trust in me is that I don't even really exactly know like what my vocation is still. It's still like an ongoing journey. And I don't even really know what career I'm gonna have. I mean, there's a few options on the table, but I don't know for sure. But having the experience in seminary, like, I can say with confidence that God is gonna take care of me no matter what I do, really. So after this experience, I know that God's got my back, and that there's really no outcome where, like, there's going to be any bad results as long as I have a good prayer life and as long as I trust in Him. So to conclude, really, I would just say, try new things. Try things that make you uncomfortable. Whether that's seminary or not is, I mean, kind of up to God. But in general, it's good to push yourself, to get out of your comfort zone, and to try things that maybe even you don't know if you're ready for. Because the only way you know you'll be ready for it is if you just try it. Through this virtue of trust, we can realize that really we are insignificant and that it's God in control. So we should try new things, push our boundaries, whether that means religious life or not. He's got us no matter what.